It has only been 3 days since jurors convicted Trezell and Jacqueline West on 5 of the 7 charges against them, including second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and child cruelty. Yet, many questions remain on what comes next ahead of the couple's sentencing, as many inside and outside the courtroom continue to process the jury's decision. 17's Michaela Armstrong followed up with those close to the case, and she joins us now live from the Casa Loma Apartments, the home of the West family before they moved to California City. Michaela, good evening.
Jim, what happens next still looms over this case, even with the verdict, especially with the lack of the boys' bodies found.
Find the defendant, Trezell West, guilty of felony, to wit, murder in the second degree. Find the defendant, Jacqueline West, guilty of felony, to wit, murder in the second degree.
Days after jurors found Jacqueline and Trezell West guilty of 5 out of the 7 charges against them, it is easy to wonder what is next when both of the bodies of Orrin and Orson West still have not been found. Striking emotions and all close to the case.
Could have been my girls. We love these kids. These are our kids. Those 2 little boys are our boys. They're Bakersfield boys. And I just don't want any other parents to go through what the biological family are going through. It's very hard.
Though the Wests were found guilty of murdering 4-year-old Orrin, jurors failed to reach verdicts on murder and conspiracy in connection with 3-year-old Orson's death. Criminal defense attorney Mark Raimondo says now it is up to DA Cynthia Zimmer if she wants to pursue a retrial.
I think the district attorney is going to take into great consideration the family's feelings, right? In addition to what is the cost-benefit analysis of that. I mean, they're going to get mandatory life sentences already. Personally, I'd be surprised if they do go forward given the multiple life sentences each of the defendants face.
Raimondo says as the family processes the verdict, a retrial could take them through the emotions of the trial all over again.
The trial's very trying on the families as well, right? And emotionally draining on the families as well. So they may all want some closure. I wouldn't be surprised if the family does seek some closure once the sentences are imposed.
Another option in this case could be the West negotiating their sentence by confessing where Orrin and Orson are if they in fact know. Yet Raimondo says that seems unlikely at this point.
Could they negotiate it away for show us where the bodies are? Perhaps, but I think that ship has already sailed.
Yet many questions as to what could happen next remain.
Sentencing for Jacqueline and Trezell West is set for July 13th. Live from Southeast Bakersfield, Michaela Armstrong, 17 News.
Well, hello. How's everybody? Hope y'all are doing good. Y'all think, Beach Bum, I can't believe it. You think something bad's really bad? If something really bad was going on, I would be on here telling y'all, hey, this is happening. It's really bad. That's bad. Yes, I mean bad.
You think she was thinking there
might be something bad, yeah, or maybe bad with you. Maybe you disappeared or something.
If I disappear, they better come looking for me and you.
No, I think it is. I think the problem is that they, like that lawyer said, they've already kind of blew their chance of a deal making. Yeah. They should have probably said right before the verdict, or maybe for the judge, that they promised them some, maybe serve their sentence closer to home where the family can visit them. Whatever. They probably could, if they get convicted of it, or not even prosecute them for the bodies, or he may be sure that the bodies may never be found too. That's another thing. Like our friend Barry, but who knows? I've got a couple of other of these some videos here to play. One is I played for our other when me and Tony were on the other night, and I'm going to play it too. It's pretty good. A story here, a good story for once.
Michigan State Police are applauding the fearless act of bravery by her older teenage brother. They say armed with just a slingshot, he was able to stop a scary situation from becoming far worse. They say the suspect admitted to planning on beating the little girl severely.
He really is the one that saved his sister's life from something seriously bad happening to her. To see that and to pop into action that quickly is extraordinary.
Michigan State Police from the Alpena Post says an 8-year-old girl was mushroom hunting in her backyard when a 17-year-old boy came out of the woods, covered her mouth, and attempted to drag her back into the woods. That's when her 13-year-old big brother, who witnessed what was going on from inside the home, sprung into action.
He was able to grab his slingshot, hit the suspect right in the head, and that caused him to let go. The girl was able to struggle and get away, and he shot another one, hit the suspect in the chest, and then fled the scene.
The suspect then ran off. He was later found hiding at a nearby gas station that same day. State police credit the quick thinking of the girl's big brother to saving her and helping identify the suspect.
What he did also helped us to identify who the suspect was, because obviously he had injuries from getting hit with a slingshot.
State police say the young girl was not injured in the ordeal, but she, along with the parents, are understandably shaken up. Police have these words of advice if you're ever in a scary situation like this.
Fight. Do everything you can. Bite the hand that's holding that has the hand over your mouth if that's the case. Stomp on their feet, kick them in the shin, do whatever you can to fight, and then if your mouth is free, scream as loud as you possibly can.
Since the suspect is underage, his name is being withheld. He's currently lodged at the county jail in the juvenile section. His next court date is scheduled for May 17th. That's next Wednesday. In Alpena County, Jody Meeson, 9 and 10 News.
Nice. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry. I'll make this statement too. If somebody grabs you, go for the eyes. Try to put your hand, your thumbs, and your fingers through their eyes, all the way to the back of their head. Well, I know, but if you can get your hands around their eyes, poke their eyes out, they will stop attacking you. I promise that. Another little set of a thing here. It says here the FBI is testing DNA after a woman says she's a child 3 who vanished 20 years ago. She's down in Texas.
Didn't that happen here in Wisconsin? Sisters?
Let's see. FBI, actually home in Chicago. She disappeared from home in Chicago. FBI investigating claims a woman in Texas says Diamond Bradley, a young girl who disappeared from Chicago home 20 years ago in what became one of the city's largest missing person cases. Following the revelation, the woman has reported submitted to check cheek swab and fingerprints to the FBI for DNA testing. And they've said that they've had plenty of people in the past that have done this, but never have somebody came through and said, here, I want you to take this right away. I'm eager to find. He's not saying what happened to her and her sister, missing from Chicago. And the other girl, she's not saying, or probably doesn't know, they were kidnapped when she's 3 years old, what happened to her sister there. This case that we're going to talk about is one now that they're looking for. This is out of Milwaukee, I believe. They were last seen in, Milwaukee. It happened about a year ago. She was caught on a neighbor's video camera about 2:30 in the afternoon, leaving her house with a backpack on. So they believe that she was coached in from somebody out of state over the internet. This is a picture of her here, mysteriously vanished out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Is it Janiah Walker? Janiah Walker. This is another picture of her, another without the hood on her, and one more here without the hood on her also. And I'm going to play a little video here that I had that, or I believe it, or either her mother or her sister was talking about it a little bit.
Police and a distraught family need your help tonight finding a missing teen.
Janiyah, call me. Call your dad. Let us know that you're safe. Call Sean. Call Ashanti. Call someone. Let us know that you're safe.
15-year-old Janiyah Walker left home June 23rd. Surveillance footage here shows the teen walking away from her home that day near Reservoir and Hubbard Streets carrying a large backpack. Walker's mother tells 12 News her daughter suffers from depression and PTSD and is in a vulnerable state. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call Milwaukee Police.
With our GMA cover story, the missing Illinois girl found 6 years after her mother.
Okay, well, let me get this here.
There's Mindy. She will try to be quiet.
All right, well, I'm sorry about that. Right now, my daughter's coming in, and she's not going to be quiet. I'm going to just tell you that right now. She is not going to be quiet. It's an impossibility for her to be quiet. So here she comes in a few minutes. I just want to give you a heads up. Also, but I'll start talking about this. I know you might have saw this, and you might have not have saw this. This is the little girl that Netflix did a special Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, where in 2017 a disappearance. The girl was abducted from Illinois, 2017, and found to be safe in North Carolina. Her mother, a non-custodial parent, had abducted her, and this is the picture here of the girls, what they think she was going to look like. So this is the missing, what she did look like. The right side is what they thought she was going to look like. And somebody recognized that second picture and recognized the mother in a store. And in North Carolina, called the police, and they got her. And she is back with her dad now. And her mother was arrested and bonded out of jail, I think, on $100,000 bond. You may find out. I'm going to try to play something. But this is the sequence of events. Felony warrant for kidnapping issued by the mother. And this is the mother that was shown. They said they only showed her about 5 to 10 seconds on Netflix. And she was picked out by somebody. So, you know what they say, if you see something, say something. Let me see if I have that video. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on here tonight, if I can get through.
With our GMA cover story, the missing Illinois girl found 6 years after her mother abducted her. Her story was part of a true crime series. Ariel Reshef is here with the details. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. Kayla and her mom were last seen in 2017 in Illinois. Somehow, her mother managed to evade police for 6 years. But with the help of someone in North Carolina who recognized Kayla from that Netflix show, she is now reunited with her father, her mother facing charges.
This morning, a 15-year-old girl remarkably reunited with her father nearly 6 years after police say she was abducted, her mother arrested and just released on bond. Authorities say Heather Unbehan did not have custody of her daughter, but ran away with then 9-year-old Kayla in 2017 from Illinois. The pair's photo shown briefly on the Netflix documentary Unsolved Mysteries, in an episode about parents who kidnap their own children. Police say a store worker in North Carolina, who also had a personal connection with Kayla, recognized her from the Netflix series and alerted her manager, who then called police.
We were contacted, and we had officers arrive, and they began their investigation, and through their investigative efforts were able to eventually positively identify the mother.
According to police, Kayla was last seen with her mother after a 4th of July parade in 2017. Her father, Ryan, was scheduled to pick up Kayla from her mother's home the next day, but neither Kayla or her mother were there. After first reporting his daughter missing back in 2017, Ryan worked closely with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, sharing photos and messages to her in a desperate search for answers.
The father was absolutely incredible in helping us and providing us with images of the family. And that's really what's key in doing these age progressed photos. You need pictures of family members, mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncles, as many family members as you can. And the father was great in providing that.
The investigation is ongoing, but it still remains unclear just how this mother was able to evade police for so long.
For them not to be detected over a period of 5 or 6 years is really, really uncommon.
And that Good Samaritan who spotted Kayla and called police didn't want to be identified, but told ABC News it was the right thing to do. Kayla's father, Ryan, is now so relieved to have his daughter home, safe and in good condition. He thanked all of those responsible for bringing her home and requested privacy as they navigate a new beginning. Guys, remarkable.
So glad she's home. Thank you, Ariel. Hi, everyone. George.
Huh? Okay, well, that was a something to work it out anyway. It's a non-custodial type situation, and we don't know what the mother has subjected her to in the last since she had her either. We want to continue. They're looking for this mother here. She is still missing, Madeline Kingsbury. But the sheriff has come out and said that the husband is there is a lot of suspicion, and they were going through a pretty stiff custody situation when she turned up missing. And this is her sister, I believe, here said here, we don't have tons of details right now as far as what happened. Basically, he is looking into the immediate concern for is a custody trial. Let's see, that's anytime you got a custody situation and one parent turns up missing, they are going to go look into the other parent is possibly, and I would say probably could be involved in it. This is another picture of her right there with a young baby in her arms. Missing mom family also in the middle of a bitter custody battle over the two young children with her dad, Adam Favre, F-A-F-R-A-V-E-I. I don't know how you pronounce that. The last person to see her alive. Well, that tells me a pretty good bit. A special prosecutor brought out of retirement to help search for Madeline Kingsbury, Minnesota mom who has been missing for nearly 8 weeks. Investigators confirmed to Fox News Digital that they are working with and I cannot pronounce his last name, former chief deputy attorney of Dakota County, whom a source called arguably one of the best in the business. If you bring a special prosecutor in, you're pretty much saying you know what's involved. This is another thing I ran up on. Some of the good news actually is U.S. Marshals operation finds 25 missing Southeast Michigan kids in an operation. 25 endangered missing children were recovered from Southeast Michigan in a 10-week federal investigation, officials said Wednesday. The kids were found including runaways and those that had been abducted. Authorities of the U.S. Marshal Service, this is why I'm real high on the U.S. Marshals. Operations We Will Find You was the first nationwide missing child operation focusing on geographical areas and high number critically missing children. U.S. Marshals has many important missions, and they talk about, they're finding kids and arresting bad guys. They worked with the state and local 16 communities. They recovered a total of 225 endangered and missing. The youngest child was 6 months old. 6 months old. I don't want to know, really. I do not want to know what a 6-month-old child was being subjected to. I mean, I can tell you, I know of a bunch of stuff, cases that I work, but it's heartbreaking. The FBI asked for help. 123 missing or children missing in Illinois. 5 are from Rockford, and Thursday, the Missing Children's Child's Day, and FBI is calling on the public assistance. It's currently 123 active missing children cases in Illinois, and 5 of those are from Rockford, Illinois. We drive through. In the past we drive through Rockford because it's a lot less crazy than driving through Chicago. And I apologize. I cannot see your comments or anything because Medina is usually on her phone and she is eating. Officials believe the death of a suspicious in the case and death is pending. Let's see, this is a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. They don't get to see their mother anymore. And this is a mother that, let me see, I skipped 1, 2 now. This is a girl that actually, I think I started at the wrong one here. Let me go right here. This is New Jersey. Investigation in Hudson County Prosecutor's Office, a homicide unit. Jersey City Police has discovered the body of a missing woman found dead Wednesday, 32-year-old. I think we covered this in the last couple of weeks. This Norlis Mendoza from Lindenwood was pronounced dead at the scene after her body was found off Route 440 in New Jersey border. She reported missing on Mother's Day last Sunday after police say she was last seen in Jersey City on Saturday. I thought we covered this. We may not have, but basically it is ruled a homicide now. And what?
I think it was, said, how old is the girl that her mom took her away? How old is she now?
She's gonna if she's 20 years. Hold on just a minute. Let me see. Oh.
Somebody said 15 now.
Abducted from Illinois in 2017, and I think she was like. It'll be as 2008. So right now, what is that? 2008 would be 12, 15. She's 15. 15 years old, Beach Bum. Well, she has to pretty much stay with her dad.
Be able to choose who she wants to live with now.
Nope.
Not at 15?
No, because one thing, her mama's going to be in jail for kidnapping. I mean, that's going to sure that out. Plus,
Sorry about that.
it was her father had full custody no matter what. And he took her for all that time. She ain't going to be able to live with her mother. That ain't going to happen. Now, when she gets 19, it's 19 in Alabama. You can't decide when you're 18 in Alabama. You can go to the military in Alabama when you're 18, but you can't decide who to live with until you're 19. That's in Alabama. I know it's crazy, but that's just the way it is. Also, I remember played this one. This is a guy missing out of Atlanta, and then we're going to talk about some stuff that you're not going to believe in a minute.
Well, it has been more than a decade since an Atlanta man vanished. A crime podcast recently featured Brian Worley's disappearance, sparking renewed interest in a case that's gotten very little attention. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn spoke to a detective working Brian's case along with his niece. He joins us tonight in studio. And Cody, while Brian lived in Atlanta, we understand Carrollton police are investigating his disappearance.
That's right, Jennifer. Back in September of 2009, when catastrophic flooding hit the city, Brian had a probate court hearing in Carrollton. He needed to sign some papers on his parents' estate, a 45-minute drive that took him 4 hours due to the flooding. He was determined to make this hearing. While Brian made it to Carrollton, he never showed up to the hearing. In fact, he has never been seen since.
My name is Amanda Rickles, and my uncle Brian Worley has been missing for 14 years.
One of 9 children, a beloved uncle.
He was my best friend.
A relationship of 12 years with his partner, Jeff.
It was heart-wrenching, experiencing my own pain, but then having him, the person that he loved for over a decade, just completely disappear and have no answer.
39-year-old Brian Worley was in Carrollton for a probate hearing set for September 24th, 2009 on his parents' estate. He was staying at their home along Crescent Drive. Amanda says she talked to her uncle the evening before the appointment.
He had been cutting grass at my grandparents' house and was just taking a break and going to Taco Bell.
Brian also stopped by his sister's home.
The last people to see him alive that we know of are his sister Anita and her husband Spencer.
Their home is about 3 miles from their parents. A neighbor remembers something that still remains a mystery.
The neighbors next to my grandparents' house where he was staying saw a light on in the garage at 2 a.m. They assumed it was him.
We can't confirm that was Brian. If that was Brian, then that was the last sighting. If not, then that would obviously be a suspect, or a person of interest we'd like to talk to.
And then from that day, not a sighting, not a bank movement, not a phone call.
No, nothing on his social.
Now, to add to this mystery, Brian's car was found 130 miles away in Chattanooga, Tennessee, 3 months after he disappeared. His tag was missing and replaced with a stolen tag. Investigators say nothing seemed out of place. In fact, the receipt from that Taco Bell dinner was still in that vehicle.
And hopefully the family get the answers they are looking for, Cody.
And see, it's just wild. That one is just wild. But I got one wilder than that right here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me do this one first. Body of Pennsylvania mother Jennifer Brown. It's one of our bad news. Found in a shallow grave more than 2 weeks after she disappeared. And I believe we covered this one also. This is a family offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to her whereabouts, but they found her in a shallow grave. Montgomery County District Attorney's Office is working the case as a homicide. That, I hate to hear that. Really, really do. This one is the weird one, though. This is the real weird one. Missing teen believed to be with a sex offender who hid under the girl's bed for weeks. The guy lived under the girl's bed in their house for weeks without their parents knowing about it, and now they are together. This is a closer picture of her. I just can't imagine that. Living under the girl's bed for weeks, police have revealed 16-year-old Emily High was reported missing May 15th from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, 158 miles east of Philadelphia. That's kind of crazy. We're not through with it. I'm going to show you this moron. This is a picture of him. He was a convicted sex offender. Also, the girl is believed to be with a registered sex offender, Jarrett Wright, 22, who hid under the girl's bed for weeks, police revealed. Crazy. He hid under her bed, lived in the house with the girl for weeks.
Hey, was her dad in the house?
Yes, everything,
Okay, that's where Dad needs to.
Well, somebody should have been vacuuming under the beds or checking under the beds, you know. Well, I mean, authorities say they believe High could be with Jarrett.
Have you ever seen me vacuum under a bed?
Well, I'm just thinking if you were the one cleaning, they could live there for years.
That's funny. That's funny. Wright from Akron, Ohio, was arrested in March of 2021 for allegedly raping a 15-year-old girl and taking nude images of her while living under her bed for 3 weeks. He likes living under beds. He met the teenager on Instagram when he was 20 years old, according to the prosecutors. The girl's family was initially unaware that Wright was living in her bedroom in their College Hill home in Cincinnati. You saying you believe that you can get away, somebody can get away with living under a kid's bed?
Well, if the kid is hiding them, the teenagers were obviously hiding him and feeding him.
That is something else. Initially charged with rape, Wright pleaded guilty in court to 3, and why can't I see that? Gross sexual imposition of child pornography charge in May 2022. Sentenced to 3 years probation. See, that's the problem. The judge should have dropped the hammer on him.
Hey, Chavo said the toilet seat up should have given the parents an idea something was wrong.
Wright was supposed to complete drug and alcohol sex offender treatment at a lockdown facility as part of his sentence, which he failed to do. The judge should have picked this idiot up and dropped the jail on him. Judge Jennifer Blanche said during sentencing, if there's any hope for you, you need real intensive therapy and is geared towards someone who is a sex offender. Guys, this guy does not need therapy. He needs prison.
Okay,
and that is the problem.
22.
He's 22 years old and he's already been convicted once of rape and child pornography. He doesn't need therapy. He doesn't need mamas to pat him on the hand and say, you're okay, you're just young and misunderstood.
Those people like that need to be dropped off on an island in the middle
No, he needs prison.
In the middle of the ocean where they can't go anywhere.
Well, he needs prison. He needs about 20, 30 years in prison to, and let him hide under the jail cell beds. And if he likes hiding under the beds, they'll put him in a little cell and he can hide under their beds. That'd be a good thing for him. You know, I can't believe that. The first girl that he raped at 15 years old, he was hiding under her bed. And then now he's with this other girl, 16, that he hid under her bed.
Girl, how old was she?
She was 15.
Okay, so it could have been, even though she could not consent, it could have been that she was infatuated with an older guy.
Right, he's 22, and I mean, who knows? It does. It's like I said, if you're under the age of consent, under age 16's consent, and there's more than 2 years difference in your ages, then it's rape. That's at least in most states. I know it is in Alabama, Tennessee. If there's more than 2 years difference in the age, and she's under the age of 16, it's rape. And he was charged with rape under the 15 years old. And now, and he ought to charge him with burglary or trespass or something for hiding under the bed. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
That reminds me of that.
Not TS, it won't be statutory rape because he's older than 2 years than her. If he was 16, she was 15, that's statutory rape. There's not a 2-year age difference. Most states say if it's 2 years difference in the age when they have sex, it's rape. And also the fact too, he's a sex offender, that doesn't play into it. And he had child pornography on the phone. And this is something you need to know and you need to tell your kids. If they take a nude picture of their friends or their self, and they send it to their boyfriend, girlfriend, or friends, they're passing child pornography. It doesn't matter if they send it to their brother. Once it leaves their phone to another phone, it's child pornography. It's
and if somebody sends you a picture and you
and you get it, or you get it on your phone, is child pornography. In fact, I heard is somebody the other day on no, I'm still talking on it. Someone the other day, it was on Big Bang Theory. They said, "Look at my child, my little baby. See, they were showing a naked picture of one of them." He said, "Let me send it to your phone." He said, "No, it's okay for you to have it because you're a dad. If I have it, it's child pornography." And he's exactly right. And what I would even say, and it may make some people mad, but I'm gonna say it anyway: if you put those type of pictures on your Facebook or Instagram or any of that stuff, if you put children's pictures that are nude pictures, like babies that are in the bathtub and all that kind of stuff, don't do it, because these pedophiles and everything, they'll use those type of photos for their self-gratification. It's not anything but a bad deal. And we schooled people when I was running that child sex sting operation. We tried to school parents and tell them, please do not do that, because these perverts, they get off on all this kind of stuff. Okay. What is it? TS says, I dated an older guy when I was age, told my mom he was 17. He was 19. Yeah. Well, Dina's older. Dina's a lot older than me. So, I mean, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're acting like I'm going to hit you or something.
Well, it's a distinct possibility.
Hey, guys. I'm not going to beat him up. I'm going to go outside with my daughter because we don't get to see her very much. I wish she'd stick her head in here and just say hello. Oh, I just got that look.
Oh, did you get that look?
I got that look.
Let's see the look.
She's wanted in too many states.
She's wanted to do it.
Yeah, she had to take care of that. What is that? That America's Most Wanted thing yet? I had somebody tell me. They said, you look familiar. And I said, no, I've taken care of that America's Most Wanted thing years ago. All right, now listen, we've got a video. Me and Tony got a video coming up in about 20 minutes. Tony and I, and it's going to be on. You can't believe all the stupid stuff that people ask the police, and we're going to discuss all the crazy stuff that we've been asked while we were in law enforcement. I think it's going to be funny, and it's going to be okay.
Did you find the one with the South Carolina State Trooper?
What? No, I have not found that. I'll try to find it.
That was so funny.
Well, listen, I'm going to go right now, and we will be coming back at you at 8 o'clock, me and Tony. And Tony and I, because my daughter's here, and one of our bestest of friends, and like my adopted son, I call him my adopted son, Joe, where we stay on his land. Let's just stay up here. Mayor Joe. We're gonna go, and we will see you back at 8 o'clock. So come back and see us at 8 o'clock, and
bye, guys.
If you will.
They'll come back to see you.
See me?
I started to say something I probably shouldn't say. I was going to say two pigs in a blanket.
Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all in about, at 8 o'clock. Night, y'all.